Okay, today I got something a little different for you too. This is a box of short strips I picked up, I think in a estate sale, garage sale, some sale, I don't know. But anyway, they're kind of interesting. I've never really seen anything like this before. They're by Encyclopaedia Britannica, and this is Encyclopaedia Britannica Films short strip. The copyright's 1959. Here, I'll show you that. So, see right there, 1959, short strips. And this one is called Learning About Animals. And it's 12 subjects. Actually, I'll show you that too. So we have My Dog Sandy, Playful Kittens, Cows on the Farm, Prince the Riding Horse, Pigs on the Farm, The Woolly Sheep, A Goat Family, Mother Duck and Her Friends, Chickens on the Farm, Mother Gray Squirrel, Mother Rabbit and Her Family, and Let's Look at Birds. This is kind of interesting. It's a little hard to read, but I'm not sure what that says, but maybe like capital, caption, something like that. Films for, I think maybe this is supposed to be department. Again, not sure, it's a little blurry. Looks like HS Office Education, Washington, D.C. So what these are, it's kind of fascinating, is that these are little film strips that kids can hold. And I don't know if you can see it through this little viewer here, or I guess it's like a Viewmaster, where they can read about the subject and then see it. So it's kind of like, a Viewmaster, but it's a bit larger, more of an educational thing. And so I guess these are for education, because it's just to the teacher, for individual use, for full class projects. And here I'll kind of go over this if you want to pause it and read it all. It's kind of interesting. And I'll just kind of go over this real quick. It says, the short strip offers a type of teaching versatility found in no other audio-visual technique in use today. It is an effective means of putting teaching material on film directly into the hands of each child in the class into motivating learning and exploration. Short strips are controlled to the beginning level of reading skill and teach a range of vocabulary that is interest-centered to the children's day-to-day experience. Every effort has been made through vocabulary as well as pictures to involve each learner personally in the richness of content and to heighten a desire to find out more. I like the quote, find out more. The questions and paragraphs of the reading material on the cards can be used by pupils during and after individual short strip use or by the teacher as outlines for discussion. So, like I said, it was something like that. I mean, how can you not be interested in it? And it's a little, like I said, it's a little stuck in here. It's going to take me a minute to get it out. I'm trying, again, the box is kind of rough, so I'm trying to keep it as intact as possible. So here's the inside, and these are the short strips, which is kind of interesting. So this is number one, My Dog Sandy. So if you can see here, like I said, they're just, like I said, like little actual film strips that have titles. And then, like the first line, this is My Dog Sandy. I like to pet Sandy. And things you can kind of see. It's just a little film strip about each individual subject. And this one is about little dog Sandy. And, okay, this one's dated 1961. So you see late 50s, early 60s for all of these. And so you can see on the back side, I guess this is the... I'm not exactly sure what these are for, but I guess these are the questions they're talking about, or the subjects associated with the actual strips. So I guess when you're pulling it up, through that viewer, like it showed back here, see how that kid's doing it? Like he's looking through the thing and sliding it through like that viewer, which I'm still looking for. I have not found one. Actually, I really haven't found anything on these online. It's kind of not really a mystery. I mean, like I said, I'm sure they're not that rare, but it's just probably not something anyone ever collected. So it's probably a bunch of them stuck in some closet in some old school somewhere, and that's about it. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So as you can see, so they look through it, and they have a little slide viewer, and they just slide this up like that, so you can look at each individual scene and see like the question. And so for something to read on My Dog Sandy. Let's see this one. A dog makes a good pet. He can be fun to watch. He can be a good friend. He can keep you company. He will play with you. A dog will be a better pet if you are kind to him. A dog needs love. A pet dog needs care every day. He He will be a better pet if you teach him to obey you. You can teach your dog to do tricks. So yeah, so like I said, that's my dog Sandy. And then here, I'll go through the rest of them too. Alright, it looks like, let's see, I got all of them. So, Playful Kittens, Cows on the Farm, Prince the Riding Horse, Pigs on the Farm, and then this was, I think that some people may have, when they looked at them, they kind of switched these things around a bit. This one's The Woolly Sheep, A Goat Family, Mother Duck and Her Friends. Oops, there we go, a little off there. Chickens on the Farm, Mother Gray Squirrel, oops, Mother Rabbit and Her Family, and last, let's look at birds. As you can see, they're all exactly the same. They all have the the subject and all the little like questions onto them and the little reading sample. And the thing you can kind of see here, I'll show you this, the plastic you can see is kind of degrading. It's getting kind of that greasy feel to it, and it's all kind of shriveling up. So I'm not exactly sure if there's anything I can really do about that. Because again, it's not like these are really worth much. And I kind of like to keep them in the original format, but I don't know. Also, like I said, I just don't know if it's going to degrade much more and how the film's going to hold up in it. Because the film itself, like actually I pulled one out earlier, is still pretty good. Like I said, it's tough to get it back in these little folders without really kind of, I'll show you like in this one. So you can see how that one's kind of peeking out of it. So you can see the film is still relatively pliable, but because it's kind of stuck in here, you kind of got to try and free it up and then film it back in, which of course, is not good for the film, but anyway, it is kind of just what it is on these. But yeah, so I thought they were pretty interesting. Kind of, like I said, I've never really seen anything like this before. And like I said, if I would love to find a viewer and actually more of these strips, but like I said, I have not seen one. I'm not even sure what they're called, if it's just like a short strip viewer, because I have seen what some people call short strip viewers, but they don't look quite like this. They're a little different. So anyway, I said it's just a fascinating little piece of educational history. I guess kind of like the ultimate nerdy thing, It's not even just history; it's actual educational history. But yeah, so Encyclopedia Films, short strips. Like I said, these ones were printed in 1961. And yeah, like I said, I picked them up at garage sale. And I don't think that was the price I paid for them. I think that was, I don't know if somebody wrote that on a different garage sale and it's been passed around, but like I said, I can't imagine it's more than a couple bucks. But anyway, just like I said, just a fascinating little thing, and I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. Alright, thanks.